Om Tare Tu Re Sarva Vidya Avaranae Be Phat Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re Sarva Vidya Avaranae Be Phat Swaha. Om Tare Tu Re Sarva Vidya Avaranae Be Phat Swaha. A little fearlessness this morning on the east coast of the old world, which some people call Atlantis, America. Welcome to the Mother Spirit with Anna Seahawk, also known as Joanne Humphreys, and myself, Legal Dragon, also known as Olivier, and an amazing guest, Lauren, also known as Fela Wolf. And we don't really know where we're going to go today, but we were talking about why old souls don't leave samsara. And maybe we want to go there, but do you want to say something?
No, just really grateful to have everybody in this space and really enjoying the blooming, the seeding, the budding and the blooming, everybody in their own stage of evolution and sharing in the spaces. Just really appreciate it and wanted to just extend my gratitude to everybody there.
And I'll just say quickly that this is the website, motherspirit.cram.net. We are on Facebook, Telegram, WhatsApp, maybe some others, Twitter. And we welcome all open hearts with open hearts. So please give us a shout. There's no requirement other than to know how to be respectful. And yeah, we don't really talk about like MK Ultra political stuff that usually gets deleted because we just want to take our energy towards what we want to build and not what we want to destroy.
Yes.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah,
How about,
Lauren actually was talking this. Sorry, did I interrupt you?
no, maybe Lauren wants to say something. No.
Sure.
Oh no, yeah, I completely agree, especially just how we can see it as we are manifestation portals of manifestation, and what we focus on, or even speak out loud. I mean, we may have thoughts that come across, but we don't always have to speak them out loud, because, and then this correlates to, I think, right back to what you were talking about, where that guy was saying something about samsara and why people don't always go to, old souls don't always go into samsara. Well, that's something that we
No,
can
they
just
said, why don't they escape? Why are
oh,
they
why don't
still
why don't
here
they
if
escape?
they're,
Right.
yeah,
They had it backwards.
thinking that the assumption is that like samsara is bad.
Yes, exactly. So it's like when we're speaking something out loud, we're really actually don't always need to do that, because we can continue that stream of thought and just ask the questions inwardly. And a lot of times we're going to be getting those answers rather than be in the confusion of or frustration of something. So I relate that a lot in a political sense as well, when there's a lot going on, to just go inward instead of immediately reacting emotionally. And I've gotten to that point where I understand that I don't have, and this just naturally happens, I don't have any reaction towards tragedies that happen and that are globalized or, in the media, because it doesn't affect me, because there's a detachment emotionally from that. And you can kind of just see this big kind of game play out with it. And instead, what you were saying, back to what you're saying, cultivating what we want to see in the world instead of adding to chaos is truly the way to be, I feel like.
Oh, I think she's back.
Oh,
Was
yeah, no,
was
I
that
can hear
you
you.
or us that got cut out?
Maybe it
How
was
would she
me.
know?
You're back now.
How would she know?
Yeah, I don't know where you were. Do you know where was she like when? Mm.
I went into the abyss. I went deep into the portal. I had to derive some more information.
Yeah, um the immortal sisters. That's what we were talking about. The Taoist woman who left the Taoist temple because the men were not keeping up with them.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so they became known as the immortal sisters. And some of the people asked, "Why are you still here?" And that was sort of like the same thing. Why, if you're so wise and old, why do you bother, with this? So there's this sort of this spite that people have. And I've been talking about this. I've been trying to make a video. It just didn't come out the way I wanted, so I haven't posted it. But there's this Saturnian trauma. People are afraid of hardness. They're afraid of obstacles, of challenges, and they mark it all as bad because there's a trauma there where they've been introduced to hardship in the wrong or in without like guidance, without reassurance. Okay, life is hard and people are gonna lie, and nobody really went through it with them. So they just associated that with bad, and oftentimes the trauma was with their own parents, even. Like a very traumatized father figure who was overemphasizing his authoritative role and overly violent manner. So it seems that, especially now with Saturn crossing the equator in the sky, that this is all coming to the surface, that people are like looking at the hardness of the world and realizing even that it's inescapable. And they're trying to, all this word escape is coming up, or coming out of the karmic loop, or coming out of the birth cycle. But it's associated with the assumption that this is a non-desirable environment that we're in, that there's something better, that we could just be happy and have an eternal pleasure without hardship. But there would be no meaning to the pleasure. There would be no pleasure without hardship. It sort of creates the contrast.
Could
So
I
we're
add to
here
that?
because it's amazing.
Yes, exactly. Can I add to that too in my own self-discovery of when we get the messages throughout our growth for those of us who do the deep work. And for me, I get the clear audience. I get the words come through to me, or messages, or ancestral channels. And it came through to me one day, and it made so much sense as I was struggling in a really dark place, and it felt inescapable, or it just felt like I could have went into victimhood. And it goes, it wouldn't be worth all of the pain if it were easy. It wouldn't make it have mattered if it were easy, because everything that we've gone through that was traumatic, or such a deep pain that we've experienced, we need to, and also especially things that we've caused ourselves, we need to be able to go in deeply into it, or else it doesn't have meaning. It doesn't matter. And the biggest thing is that I feel like we want it to make sense why things happen. Well, if it's easy, we're going to take the reason why it makes sense away. And it shouldn't be easy. And then it's actually an easy way to get out of victimhood though and go, wow, let me go into this with reverence. And actually there's a joy that comes from wanting to embark on a journey within yourself deeply and knowing that is actually the right way. That's the right way to do it. To explore the challenges of the traumas that have happened to you and because of you.
Mhm. Yeah, so true. It's like you can re-traumatize yourself, or like going back into the memory. It's like can
Right.
be re-traumatizing, or it can be like a healing experience going back through it, or the lesson or the learning, all of the knowledge, or it can be such a beautiful thing to look back, even though it was like it happened, it was real, but you're only reliving the memory of it. It's not
Hmm.
happening to you again. So you
You
don't need
know,
to
exactly.
re-traumatize yourself. It's like now it turns into
Yeah.
something else. Yeah. And what
You
would life
don't need
be
to keep
without all these
replaying it.
things?
Right.
Right,
Right.
right. It's like
But it does,
keeping yourself in
Joanne, it
victimhood.
does. Exactly. And to kind of define the edges and differences of that is like it's not going in repeatedly and letting yourself be consumed by sorrow. You're going in and having reverence and almost like a hovering above with light over the memory and experience and really giving it presence to that moment that you maybe weren't present or weren't able to understand what happened. And recently I've been called to journey into an experience I had in my life and choices that I made at the time that I wouldn't have made knowing now. And I was called to go into that more deeply. And since I have, it's like it wants my attention. It wanted my attention. It wanted me to see that and not to heal it to make it go away, but to just really feel the depth of what happened and to really be there so
It's like
I can
self-comfort.
understand.
It's like you're comforting
Exactly.
yourself. It's like you're being a
Exactly.
parent to yourself. Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
Making peace with the
Exactly.
piece of yourself
yeah,
or your past.
100%.
That kind of relates to this idea that we want to this stance that if we were wise, we would reject the world. It's
Mm,
kind of like saying if we were wise, we would reject this part of ourselves. Um, but that's not wisdom. That's the
right.
lack of wisdom. So the very first thing I think that an old soul would do is stay because
Mm,
that's how the wisdom and the strength can actually be.
yeah. You
Like
have to
there's
have the
no yeah,
experiences.
there's no substance to the old, the oldness, the how venerable that soul is. It has no meaning if the first thing they do is leave with that
right.
wisdom. It's like, okay, now
Right.
you accumulated all that wisdom and then you like just run off with it and leave us all with
Yeah,
our
that wouldn't make
like
sense even.
with our jaws dropped and like who's gonna save us? Right?
Hmm.
So in this story, the Messiah doesn't just leave. Hey Lauren, it's good to see you.
Okay.
You're the hero today.
Yeah, there's so much beauty in that. And it's like you actually this kind of ties into what you were talking about, Lauren, at the beginning, where being a bus driver and always on the move and never actually arriving. And that's kind of like what happens with our traumas. We never actually arrive at them. We never actually
Mm,
be there, present for like just for the child that was going
That's
through
the
that
second book,
experience.
Journey to Ixtlan. At the end, he says, I will never arrive to Ixtlan.
Mm,
It's the eternal journey.
yeah, yeah.
exactly. And that was such a great way for it to circle back around to the original start to this story, this piece that we've been speaking into. together, and it's actually very reflective of just as simple as connecting inwardly, and in whatever way that comes through meditatively throughout your day. Just tapping into intuition is going to show you exactly what needs to be sat with and met with, and that is the root, truly, of what we can do, the course we can go instead, or what's truly there, instead of the where we have to understand we have to learn to understand when we're addictive eating, or compulsory doing something. Even everyone thinks, oh, drugs are just addiction. Well, food can be an addiction, anything can be an addiction if it's bypassing something that you need to sit with. Now, how do we know we're bypassing something? We need to be able to cultivate, and it does take time, the space between the feeling and then the impulse. So if we make space between, or the thought, I want this thing, I want to have this thing. Most people are like, I'm craving sugar right now, and they go just have a dessert, when really they're actually upset because of something that happened in their life. And they don't even know, because they haven't cultivated the space between, or going in deeply, the thought to the action. Well, if I don't do this, what comes up? What feelings come up? Oh, I'm irritable. Oh, I'm just hungry. I'm just hungry. And then they sell us, oh, I'm just hungry. No, that's not truly it.
Yeah,
Right.
we eat to avoid dealing with our emotions.
And it's the
And
biggest addiction, and
oh my
nobody talks.
gosh.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cheap trick to connect with our that place, that everybody has. I forget, the solace. There's a way to connect to it naturally, and like I said, there hasn't been much guidance. People haven't developed this spiritual skills, essentially.
right.
They didn't have spiritual teachers, so they weren't shown how to find that solace without food,
Mm.
without sex, without all of these things that they do
External.
that brings them back. It's like I've just put the finger last night on this craving that I these last cravings everybody has. Mine is tomatoes on some kind of grilled bread. And then I remembered my father making this grilled tomato sandwich when we were out camping. And when we were out camping, it was like everything became quiet, the antennas, the buzz, everything was like way, way less. And I could hear the creek, and we would always have some kind of good time building something, making a fire. So there's a lot of solace stored in these memories. And the tomato is making a connection with it, the grilled bread and the tomato. So when I found that, then I started to just think about that solace, the camping, the place. Without the tomato, I can just go back there without it.
Yes, exactly. You can, and that goes right back to what I was saying before too. What Joanne was bringing up too, was the journeying inward without what we're truly doing is we're journeying inward, but we're not realizing that we're actually journeying to that place. But really, we're just reliving the comfort of it, but almost unconsciously. And when we take the food or the addictive part away, we're consciously going into that journey.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Well said.
I love this
That's why they call
conversation.
it also conscious eating, because then we had a tomato, and then I was thinking about it while I was eating. I was there having my camping tomato sandwich, and it was a very different experience, to be honest.
Yeah. And I was sitting at the table and I'm like, wow, I'm having a completely different experience than what Olivier's having with his sandwich. Like, we're right across the table from each other and we're sharing this moment together, like this connection with food and sitting at the table. And we're like, yeah, this is why we do this, is to connect with people. And
It's multifaceted. There's so
sure.
many things that interlink here, and we've been going to cafes a lot. Through our 12 years, we would
Yeah.
go out to cafes to just
Be
be
around
around people.
people.
I love cafes. I love it. I used to go draw and do my art, and I love the energy and the coffee vibe, scene vibes. Like,
Sure,
yeah,
right?
it is. It's a social thing. It's just the energy is so good. Yeah, I like
Right.
going. The energy is good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gurdjieff would go write his books there to
Yeah.
the cafe
Mhm.
because of the energy of the people around you is energizing.
Hmm.
Right.
So we've done our 20 mandatory minutes.
Oh, great. This is a good place to wrap it up because
That would
that
be.
really flowed so good. I loved that conversation.
I just wanted to add that another thing that's been on my mind, and I've talked to Bradley about doing a talk about it, is um, athleticism, body work, whatever you want to call it, and finding something. There I have these things that I like to do, and when there's like a tipping point that's achieved where the skill is enough that it's like you want to go back and do it again and again and again, like these people just want to surf.
Mhm.
You you get really motivated. This is where I get most of my motivation to actually eat less is I want my ankles to heal faster so I can get back on my skateboard. So if I know I look at the bagel and I'm like, if I eat that, I ride my skateboard less. So now there's something sort of to like weigh it against, and I've noticed a lot of breatharians and stuff are extreme athletes.
Mm.
And it's a big drive for them to see how far the body can get. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If anybody wants to talk about it, come on a talk, join the group, and let's schedule something. I want to talk to Bradley about this. But Lauren, if you want to come, you're welcome. I would do it on my
Absolutely.
podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, any
Yeah,
closing statement?
I love that idea of the conscious eating. But yeah, thanks so much, Lauren, for
Yeah.
What are
joining
you up
us
to,
today.
Lauren? Any workshop or anything?
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna be going to the Texas Fruit Festival in a week and a half. I'm not doing a workshop, but I am going there to enjoy the fruit and the people and, and the experience. But
So people will
I
find you there.
yes, so people could find me there at the Texas Fruit Festival in Austin. So yeah.
Cool. And they can
Ah, sounds
contact
like
you on
fun.
Instagram. And
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, I
yeah.
can't wait to hear your share being there. I hope you can tune in and share with us while you're there. That'd be
Absolutely.
cool.
It's always
Yeah.
great to have your sunshine on the show.
Mm. Thank you.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's end it here. Again, Mother Spirit, here it is. That's the group. We each have also our own personal way of contacting us. This is me. This is Joanne. And of course, you saw Fellow Wolf's Instagram. So get in touch with us if you would like, and see you all. Oh, how do I join in Telegram? Just go in, yeah, the website here.
Yeah, if you
There's
go
going
to
to be a Telegram link, motherspirit.cream.net. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.